Hey, so I was thinking of how the rich gets richer all the time. This is a question that I had ever since I was 4 or 5 years old. So almost 1.5 decades now, more than that. And I found out something that I'm going to share with you all here. So let's begin. The first one would be the rich never pays for anything. Now, what do I mean by that? Very easy. Well, imagine if you want some ice cream, right? And ice cream costs you $10. So what are you going to do as an average human being who is making a little bit of income and maybe doing little side here and there, but is very much below the median income of your country? What are you going to do? Easy. You are going to make sure that you have $10 and you're going to buy an ice cream and eat it. But that is not how it goes for the rich people. They are never going to do that. Why? They don't have $10. They do have $10, but they do things differently. Well, how differently? They are going to make sure that the $10 that they use here is not a negative effect on their income or on their revenue. Rather, it has a neutral or a positive effect on their revenue. Should I explain more? Well, they'll only spend the $10 when they know that they have other sources of $10 that can probably balance this expense, this so called expense. I can go in detail on that, but I don't think I should. So the next one. The next one, as always, is rich people don't pay taxes. It's not like they don't like paying taxes. Obviously, most of them don't like paying taxes. It's because the tax code are actually so biased. So if you look at any country's tax code, it always favors the rich. Why is that so? It's because the rich run the country. Period. The government, the chosen people, the parliament, the senate, upper house, lower house, congress, whatever party you believe in, whatever country you believe in, autocratic regime, democratic regime, semi-democratic, semi-autocratic, autocratic, democratic, libertarian, authoritative, right-wing, left-wing, all of them are dependent on what? Money. And who owns the money? And who, or maybe who consumes or produces the money? The rich. So the tax code favors the rich. And there's also one more fact to that is that the reason why the rich don't pay taxes is because they don't do anything that would make them pay taxes. Well, you pay taxes when you make money and you spend on things. So when you make money, you're liable to pay taxes. And when you spend on something, you are liable to pay taxes. Rich people don't make money. Exactly. They make value and you don't pay taxes on value. Number two, they don't spend, as I've said in the first point, so on things, so they don't pay taxes on their consumption. So they don't consume and they don't earn. So why are they pay taxes? Fun fact, the richest 10% of your country pays almost 10% of the tax than an average citizen of your country. Now that's for every country, developed, underdeveloped, developing, semi-developed, so on and so forth. Wherever you go, the rules are the same. The third one and probably the last one, I shouldn't have added this. I thought it would be cut out in the post-production, but I did. A rich person generally has 14 to 15 sources of income. Yes, that is 14 to 15. On the other hand, the average human being just has one or maybe two or three sources of income. Now let me explain how this works. So imagine you're a rich person and you're making 100 grand in whatever currency you like, pounds, yen, Swedish krona, whatever, or euros. So you have 100k income, but you're not going to spend that, obviously. Of the 100k income, you get $10,000 every single year through dividends. Dividends is basically when you own a stock and the stock gives you money of the money that the company earns, that is dividends. So you earn dividends income is $10,000. Of the dividends income, you don't do anything with that. You put in an asset which gives you another $20,000. So the 20 is there and then 10 is there, this total of 30 on top of your $100,000. Well, what are you going to do with the other part of your money? So you buy some real estate. Now that is loan. So you don't pay taxes on that. So that is tax deductible. So now you're not even paying taxes. You're not even earning and you're building one more asset, which is obviously going to appreciate when you sell it and with the passage of time. Well, now you have four sources actually, the 100k, 10k, 20k, and the real estate thing. Well, now you're like, well, I think I should buy some, I don't know, bonds, which means loan you give to the government to build bridges, fund war, so on and so forth. And you do that too. and now you get a yield on that. For example, treasury bills, which gives you 4 or 5% now. For other countries, specifically for Ukraine, maybe it's like 14, 15% high, sometimes 25% high. So literally, like in 2.5 years, you're doubling your money, and then so on and so forth. So if you look at this entire thing, this web of planning, and I'm not saying that all rich people are bad, not at all. There are really, really some smart, good people out there, but they plan things so well that there is no way they are going to lose money. Rather, with every recession, with every reset, with every depression, they are going to make more and more of money because they are very, very smart people. And yeah, that was it.